What is up? What is going on? How is everybody doing this evening? I am so happy to be here, y'all. Thank you if you're tuning in. I appreciate it. To the first ever video or live from the official Unique Serpents by Maki YouTube channel. What's going on, Ro? Mr. Ro 50. I really like Ro's name, Mr. Ro 50. I like that. I like that. All right. Well, I just want to make sure that everybody can hear me all right. Um, Specifically, is there, Rogue, since you in here already, specifically, do you hear an echo or anything? Father Don. If y'all hear an echo or anything, can y'all let me know so I can try to deduct what's going on here? Because there was an echo on the first live, and it made me so mad. So if y'all hear an echo or anything like that, let me know. Am I coming through clearly and all that? All right, cool. I'm clear. Okay, we good. So y'all forgive me. They say it's better to voice, a problem that you're having than to just try to store it within yourself. So going through a bit of a hard time. I lost one of my babies yesterday. I found him last night. I lost little old Kai, my little old Cresty. I love that little thing. You know what I'm saying? I lost him. I don't know what happened. We're chalking it up to genetics. But I've lost 3 animals for 2023. So that's kind of rough on me as a keeper. But moving past that, with it being the first, I guess, story time with Maki, with it being the first one, I felt it was only right to tell the origin story of how Unique Serpents by Maki even came to be a thing. So, I know Rose in the chat. I don't know if anybody else partake in anything, but get your flower, get your vape, get your drink or whatever, and come on down here and have a good old chit chat with Maki. Wasn't it? Okay, Father Don, and of course, that lady right there. That lady. Do something different to me. That lady right there. That lady right there. Do something different to me. Now that's gonna be good. Y'all gotta tune into the chat. That's gonna be good. Thank you, Ro. I appreciate it. So get your drink, get what you need to have a chit chat with a Maki. Cause this is pretty cool. I'm kind of excited to. Yo, it's Bear. Hi there. Thanks for coming in. Well, since we got some folks, I guess I'm gonna go ahead and kick it off. So I say it all the time, and I really, really do mean it, that Unique Serpents was never supposed to be a thing. This whole situation was never supposed to happen. I was supposed to have one daggone snake. One, just the one. And actually, she the reason why this whole damn thing kicked off. Because she lied to me. Her, the pet store, everybody lied to me. They all lied to me. Because if you're unaware, my very first reptile, well, okay, no, that's not true. So here's what happened. The whole origin story is Maki got diagnosed with a severe nerve condition. And I had never been diagnosed with anything major in my life or nothing like that. I've always been a bigger, stocky type stud, but I've never had no serious health issues or anything. So I didn't think that it was an issue until I got diagnosed with my nerve condition in, what was that? 2021. Yeah, 2021. I got diagnosed mid-September to late September 2021. And if y'all don't know, I'm a Scorpio baby, and I was born October 26th. So when I got diagnosed with my nerve condition, my biggest thing was I was walking with a cane. If you're on my personal page, my personal Facebook, there are pictures of me with my cane, and I still have to use it from time to time, but I haven't had to use it in a while. And that's also something that's really cool. Me and Father Don share the same birthday, so every year you tell me, you tell him, you tell him, you tell me. Um, but I got diagnosed with that nerve condition, and so I made a determination that I wasn't going to be walking on that cane come my birthday. So that gave me 1 month to do something. Cause I'll be damned. I'm not walking on no damn cane I was trying to get, man, I was planning to get full. I was about to get smashed, hammered, fucked up, white girl wasted, however you want to call it. That birthday was my golden birthday. I was 26 on the 26th. So I had to do it big. I had to. It was my golden birthday and the cane was getting in the way. We ain't doing that. I'm not doing that. So I decide I'm going to go get me a gym membership. And so I went and got this. Well, I went for the tour for the gym. And the receptionist behind the counter, she was what you call pretty. She was cute. Okay, she was cute. She turned out kind of cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but she's cute. But I decide I'm gonna put on a little bit of charm over there, and I get to talking to her. And based off of that conversation, it was very clear that you can't hold a conversation, so I get to looking around about things to talk about. Well, homie, or old girl, she had. Well, I don't see the thick thing. I don't know, Bear, because I don't know. There's a such thing as too much ass for me. There is a such thing. Y'all can clown me later, but there is a such thing for me. Anyway, I was looking at things so we could talk, and I noticed that she had a snake tattoo. Rico, my baby Rico. Hey, my baby. Thank you for coming. So I noticed that she had a snake tattoo on her arm, and I said, "Hey, that's a really dope tattoo." And she was like, "Well, yeah, I got 2 snakes at home." I was like, "Oh shit, let me see." Now, a couple of weeks prior to that, I was like, "Yo, I would love to have some kind of companion in the house." I didn't want a dog because I traveled too much. I didn't want a cat because I traveled too much. So, and I had gotten over my fear of reptiles in high school based off the same principle: show off for a girl, get over a fear. It works every time. It has never steered me wrong. I ain't been scared of a snake since that day. If y'all want to hear that story, that's for another time. But she told me that she had 2 snakes at home. And so I was like, okay, well, show me the pictures of the snakes. One of her snakes is after because I babysat them. That little motherfucker was crazy as hell. Was snappy as the fuck. You want to talk about a spicy noodle? You know what? Look, and it was a leucistic or albino or some shit. Okay, so it was an all white motherfucking milk snake, king snake, whatever the fuck it was. So you know how you put too much salt in your food? That's the personality of the snake. That motherfucker was nutty, just nutty as hell. But Cognac, on the other hand, he's a Colombian rainbow boy, gorgeous. He was pretty. I love him. How you doing, Brittany? So we got to talking about it. I got to ask her some questions, and I said, you know what? All right, I think that's officially what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get me a snake. So I did all the research. It was a toss up between a bearded dragon and a snake. It turned out that the snake was just a better option for me. Bearded dragons have to eat every day. Snakes eat once a week. You know, depending on the size, Anubis eats every 2 weeks. So things just worked out better for me to go and get the little ball python. So I take my behind over there to the pet store. Not PetSmart or Petco. I did do enough research to know that that wasn't a good option. I did do enough research to know that that wasn't going to work. So I go over to the pet store and I pick out the little old ball python. He was about sweet as hell, and I named him Nahessa. And he was about little as hell, but this little motherfucker wouldn't keep nothing down for me. He refused. He would eat. Oh, he would try to eat, but boy, he wouldn't keep nothing down. He was constantly regurgitating. So, shout out to Pet Stop in Shawnee because Homeboy, can't remember his name, but I know his face. I told him, I said, I am so stressed out about this little old baby right here. At this point, I will pay your gas for you to come to my house and look at this setup and make sure I got everything correct, because this is how I found out how important husbandry is. So he did. He came right on to the house and he's like, I don't know what's going on. You know, he's just, your husbandry is fine. Like, for you to only have had him for a week and a half, he is doing great. Well, as far as the setup goes, I'm like, okay, well, what do I do? He said, well, I'm going to talk to my boss. You call back on Monday. We'll see what we can do. If he still don't eat, call back on Monday. We'll take care of it. I said, all right. So he still didn't eat for me. I took him back, and they were like, well, what we can do is we can trade him out for one of the other ball pythons that we've got. One that we feel like may be more established. So that way, because the worst case was it was something that he had to go to the vet for. So they didn't want me to come out of pocket like that if he had to go to the vet. Which, and I respect them for that, and I'm thankful for that, because damn it, these all of my babies are insured, but goddamn, man, these vet prices is expensive for exotic animals. So I took him on back over there. They took him and they traded me out for who I consider to be my very first official baby, Kamea. Now, I wanted a boy. I prayed that she was a boy. That little heifer lied to me because she was supposed to be a boy. And I brought her on home. And if you on any of my social medias, you've seen the picture of her. She was super itty bitty. She was big. She was bigger than the Hessa, thicker than the Hessa, because that's how she got her name. Her middle name is Polonunu, and Polonunu means the chubby one. So that's how she got her middle name, was because she was chubby. So I took her home, and the first thing she did, I took her out of the little critter carrier. I took her out of that. The first thing she did was go in the light bulb box, one of them Repzilla's little light bulb box, one of the little black light bulbs. It was like 60-watt light bulbs, so it was smaller. And she got her little behind in that box and wrapped herself around the light bulb. When I tell you, my whole heart and stomach sank to the bottom of my feet, because I just knew I was getting bit. I just knew this was about to be the day I'm going to get bit by this damn animal. I was terrified. I done been bit twice, 3 times now. But I was terrified. I did not want to get bit by no damn snake. So she wrapped herself around there. I had to take a picture. I'm like, this got to be a memory. So I took her out. She settled up, and that was it. That was supposed to be it. I found out about 3 to 4 months later. Something about Kamea was just looking real different. And the day before, I was like, maybe I should have gotten a girl, because what if, because male reptiles tend to be a little bit smaller than the girls. And I was like, man, maybe I should have got a girl, because I want a big snake now. I want me a big, big, thick snake. And I was looking at her. She was chilling on the bed. And I was looking at her. I was like, she looking kind of thick. I bet he's a she. He looking awful big. I bet he's a she. So I took her back to the pet store, and I had her probed. In fact, come to find out, male was not a he, was definitely a she. And that was the first TikTok that I ever posted on my personal TikTok. It's still up there. It was back when the biggest sound was oh no, that one. That's the one. Because I swear to God, she was going to eat me out of house and home. So it all started with the normal, the OG morph, all that Kamea, the very first baby. That's how it started. That's where the love started from. And because I found out that Kamea was a girl, I said, all right, I'm going to get me a boy, because I wanted a boy in the first place. And since I'm going to get a boy, I'm going to go ahead and get a morph. So that's how I ended up with Bartholomew Benjamin, aka BB, the Dapper Boy. I love him, but he's so bougie. Like, I thought Anubis was bad, but now I think about it, I shouldn't have named him Bartholomew. And his name was BB, because I kept calling him Banana Boy. And then somebody who I don't like to speak on, but is a part of this story, so I have to speak on the whole, told me I needed to give him a real name. So that's why his name is Bartholomew Benjamin. I named my baby Drunk. And if you tell me one of you got multiple kids, like a lot of kids, and you tell me one of them babies' names didn't come about off of some alcohol and some ganja or something, you a lie. I'm going to call you a lie. Because where the fuck did I come up with Bartholomew Benjamin? Normally it's Benjamin Bartholomew. No. I had to put the Bartholomew first. Like, you can't tell me. You a lie. If you tell me you didn't name one of your kids after a real good drunken night, you a lie. You a hell of a lie. I'm gonna call you a lie. I done done it officially, so I know it exists. So I ended up getting BB, and he is a banana pinstripe morph. And at this time, I had posted commands several times, and I just realized how much slack, for lack of a better term, I was getting. And it wasn't, I would bring the snakes out. I would bring Kamea out. And I got a lot of nieces and nephews and stuff. So they weren't afraid. And I just kept noticing that they were super curious about them. But the adults were super scared, which is fine. But the kids would be cool as long as the adults didn't say nothing. After a lot of hot boxing trap music, I'm weak. You're gonna have to text that one to me and send me a picture, man. But I started bringing Kamea around kids, and I noticed the kids weren't afraid of. They weren't afraid of her. It was always the adults, and I said, "Oh, that's kind of strange." And then I started bringing BB out after he quarantined and he did all that. And then I called myself, dang, man, all these stories surround a woman. This is terrible. Boy, I might be a player. I might have lied to the world. I might be a player. Now I can't be a player. I don't know the game. So I call myself talking to one of these girls in the community. Biggest mistake of my life. That was a diggity dumb ass idea. That was a bad idea. I will take a girl who is terrified over my animals, but will make sure they are okay when I am out of town any day before I ever talk to another girl that actually fucks with them. Fuck that. Bad idea. Bad investment. Don't do it, fellas, ladies, whoever. Get you somebody outside of the community. Bring them in. It will last forever. Do not go to the community. Don't do it. It's a bad idea. Bad for business. So she told me I had put a deposit down on Capone at this time. I had put a deposit down on Capone. And Capone is my kingpin. Capone, kingpin. Get it? So I told her that I had this deposit down on Capone. Now I ended up catching COVID. So I had let go of my deposit, and the breeder, that man, they're so cold-blooded, man. It was Serpent Enterprises. They were based locally out of Kansas City on the Kansas side. And I just found out that they were going out of business, man. I'm kind of mad because BB's daddy was up for sale. I should have got him, like father, like son. But then I would have had to change BB's name to Junior. He would have had to be Junior because I got the daddy. It only makes sense in my mind, and that's fine. And if it only makes sense to me, that's fine. So she told me, well, I'm going to go ahead and because you're feeling better, you're back at work, you're doing good, I want to get you a gift. I'm like, okay. Now, mind you, we only been talking for like 3 weeks. What do you mean a gift? She contacted the people and bought Capone So I could officially say that I had a collection, because apparently the rule is three. If you got three of it, it's a collection. I'm like, okay, cool. So she tells me go pick them up. I go pick them up, and now we got three of them. Now we got three. And after that, that's when it kicked in for me. That's when it hit. I started bringing them around, kids. I'm like, all right. And I was looking at, I would watch a lot of like, I was following a lot of people from a specific group that I'm not going to name here. If you know me, you probably know me from there. But so we'll just say I on that one. But I was watching people do a lot of like photo shoots and stuff. And I was like, that's cool. That's real cool, to see your animals out in with the models and the stuff like that. I was like, that's really dope. But that wasn't where my heart was, because I kept getting real. And if you know me, I'm gonna do something when I get pissed off. If you really know me, you piss me off enough, I'm gonna go do it. I hate being nagged. Don't tell me more than 3 times. I'm gonna go do it. So it pissed me off that people kept talking about, oh, did you bear? Respect. So it pissed me off that people kept telling me, oh, they bite. Oh, it's venomous. Oh, it's this. Oh, it's that. They're terrible. They're horrible. And I'm sitting here like, no, they're not. Because for the love of God, people will give away a dog and a cat that growls and scratches and shit. So why can't the same logic be applied to this animal? And for whatever it is, it's the Bible stigmatism. It's the random. Can we just can we acknowledge that there's so much fake ass news about snakes in particular? It's a thing. Somebody grandma slept with the reticulated python every night, and all of a sudden it stopped eating so they could size her up. That they're not that smart. Number one. Number two, if it was gonna be big enough to eat you, wouldn't it have to continue eating so that it could eat you so it could get big enough? I thought that's how it works. You get your vitamins, your minerals, and your nutrition, and then you grow. I thought that's how that worked. I digress. But I had already done all it. Started getting. It got to be too much. So I was like, you know what? Where can I start telling people? And then I thought about it. Oh, what's up, brother? What's up, Elias? Thanks for coming in. So I started thinking about it. I thought about my fear of the animals and what I was afraid of. And what I was afraid of was that nobody taught me. Nobody taught me anything. When it was strictly the fear of the unknown. So I started doing little surveys, and I started asking people questions. I said, "Hey, have you ever been? Do you know why you're afraid of this particular animal? Is there an experience that you had?" Because I was expecting people to come back to me and be like, "Oh yeah, I got bit." Motherfuckers talk about they got chased. No, you didn't. The least path, it saw you go the least path of resistance, so it followed you. That's how that works. It ain't chasing nobody. They are not the top of the food chain. We the top of the food chain. They scared of us. They're the only animal that I could truly say. I don't believe that reptiles, especially snakes, though, because I don't know about you, but if I had no arms and legs and I couldn't swing on a bitch, I'd be biting a motherfucker too. I'd be biting the shit out of somebody. I'm leaving tooth marks. Not teeth marks, tooth marks. I'm fucking somebody up. If that's all I got, that's what I'm going to do. So I started doing these little surveys and asking questions. And then I was sitting up and I was talking to a very good friend of mine. And I was like, I think I want to start talking specifically like to Black folks about my animals. And she was like, that's a great idea. Because she had met Kamea and wasn't afraid. And I was like, all right, so how do I do that? She was like, you just start bringing them around and talking to people. I'm like, what? Okay. So I stayed down low with it for a long time. I had thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And then one day I decided that I was going to do it. Somehow I was going to do it. and I made it a Unique Serpents. Started off as I book them for like photo shoots and stuff like that, but then I started getting asked if I could bring them to like kids' birthday parties and stuff like that. So it really became a thing. And then I started thinking, oh shit, I can make money from this. But that wasn't where my heart was. And it ain't, it's still not where my heart is. It's not about the money for me. It's about the animals and people knowing about it, but in the education with a twist though. Like it's a real life activity over here because a lot of people that I met that are keepers, they didn't have that fear that I had. I'm talking to these people from there. I've been there. I've been on your level. I have been terrified of this animal. I'm with you. And I think that's what a lot of people find comforting in the way that I set the whole thing up, like the whole system was a thing. So the very first time that I actually went out and did something with the animals, like officially, I had sat up for 40 days and 40 nights or whatever he said, trying to come up with the name. I came up with the name, and honestly, the name was probably the most difficult thing that I've ever had to come up with. That shit was horrible. I still don't know. Unique Serpents by Maki. I still kind of don't like it, but it's here now. And I like my logo, so it can't go nowhere. Cause I'm like, I thought it was gonna be some, we got creative reptiles in the grove. We got that. There's a good friend. There you go. Look, hey Taraya, there's the good friend. The whole reason why Command's in the house, that's her. Taraya, she the one. She the one. She did it. She did it. One of these days, I'm gonna bring her on here. She can tell you her story because she was about to move out the house, dealing with me and Command. I kept her up all the time. So at that point, I had come up with the name. I stayed up all night trying to figure out what I was going to call it. And I was like, I want to use the word serpents specifically because I wanted to combat the story of the serpent in the Bible. Because a lot of people told me that, well, it's associated with the devil and all this, that, and the third. Which is no knock to anybody's religion. If that's what you believe, that's what you believe, and I respect that. But he's called a serpent in the Bible. So I specifically wanted to use the word serpents. I didn't want to say snakes. I didn't want to say noodle or nothing like that. I wanted to take the most negative connotation of this animal and give it a different experience. So that's how we came up, or I came up with Unique Serpents. And I'll be damned if it ain't mine. So my name had to go on it. So it's Unique Serpents by Maki. That's how we got the name. Now, after I got the name, I was like, all right, well, I didn't do anything major. What really kicked it off going live for me was this right here. This logo right here by my big sister. Shout out to Vaughn, big sister Vaughn from Vaughn Guidance Designs. She did this right here. And the process is as magical as anybody else has described. I kid you not. And she ended up being sick when she was making mine, which I'm kind of happy about. Because if you hadn't never looked at my logo, the S is for serpents, right? But it's backwards. Now, she did the logo when she was sick, and she sent it over to me, and I liked it. She sent it over to me with the regular, with it facing the right way, hated it. She sent it back to me with this, boom, we're official. Because it's different. It still reads the same, but it's different. I wish I could flip the S over here on here. I wish I could flip that. That'd be dope. If anybody got some software, let me know. That would be the shit. I'd be popping off the game with that. So that's what happened. I worked and collaborated with Big Sister Vaughn on the logo. When I got the logo back, that was it. I said, oh, I got to put this out. got to put this out. We got to go live. We got to make this shindig happen right now. So the first thing I did, I said, okay, all right, I got Unique Serpents. I got the logo. I got the babies. And by this time, I had just got Gambit. No, I didn't. Yeah, I did. I just got Gambit right before I got the logo. I just got Gambit right before the logo. Yep, probably about 2.5 weeks before the logo. Yep. Yep, about 2.5 weeks. Yep, that's it. That's accurate. That's the one. That's the moneymaker. So I said, all right, the first thing I did, I just started searching for events that I knew black folks would be at. It just so happened to be that Juneteenth was around the corner. And if you know anything about Kansas City, we got the whole jazz district in Kansas City. The whole jazz district is 18th and Vine, man, and it's historically black. Everything about it is black, man. It's cold. I wish Kansas City would get their shit together. I wish Kansas City would get their shit together, but it is what it is. So the first thing I did was I took Gambit down to 18th and Vine on Juneteenth. Scorching hot summer day. Me and him I'm pouring waters on. I didn't know that you might want to keep them in the shade. I knew I was supposed to keep them in the shade, but I didn't realize. I wish I had one of them umbrella hats. Me and Gambit have been through it, man. I will not put Command through what I done put Gambit through. Because Gambit, boy, he was already an adult. I bought Gambit as an adult. Everybody else was a baby. So he was already kind of sturdy. He was solid. We was okay. So I took him down there, and people were, oh my God, you have that snake. And Taraya actually went with me because I didn't want to go by myself. Taraya went with me, and I was so ready to turn around. I got out the car. Everybody was talking shit and all that. And Taraya was like, no, you stay out here because somebody gonna want to take a picture of something. And then I never forget this. She's on there. She's on the IG. This one little baby. She came over with her mom, and she said, "Ooh, snake!" And she wanted to take a picture with Gambit. So me and the little baby took a picture with Gambit, and then everybody started coming. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gambit is exhausted because he hot. I done poured like 7 water bottles on the boy. It wasn't lasting. I don't know why I thought that they absorbed some kind of water through the skin. Look, I don't know why I thought that was going to work. I thought it was going to work. It didn't. But we found a shady spot. And people just kept coming. And that day, I had something to post. So I posted that. And it started jumping. The next major thing that I did, which was what I considered to be my first event. That was my first walk around, but my first event was my little cousin's little birthday party. And we had everybody out there. Gambit was in shed, but I said, I'm going to take them anyway. We had everybody. We had Gambit. We had Kamea. We had BB and Capone. Everybody was out there. And when I tell you that was some cinematic shit, my uncle was down there with the iPhone 13 on cinematic mode. I mean, killing it. That shit was the shit. I said, all right, this baby got a whole exotic party going on for her, like 7th birthday. Like, this is what it is. Good time. Good time. All the kids was coming, and so, it helped train me into what I got to watch for with little people because they was getting grabby. They were getting grabby. Got that going. George! It's George! So they were getting real handsy, and I was like, okay, well, you can't grab in the face, don't grab them, stuff like that. So it helped me learn how to curve and distract the kids while showing them and educating the kids. So that was great. And that's how it happened for real. All of that prior is how Unique Serpents became a thing. And then after that, people started paying attention in the city. The people started paying attention in my city. And then people started sharing it and shit. And then people were like, okay, well, what else do you do? So I did a couple of club appearances Gambit, I call him my ladies' man Snake because he like pretty women like his mama. He a lady man. We done a couple strip club appearances. Spent some shit. But after that, the next thing that jumped off was I did my very first interview with a guy named Sean. He's a videographer. And it was for Midwestern Rainbows on YouTube. If you type that in, you'll find it. And it was about different things that are different. Yeah, different things, because people tend to see the LGBT community one way. So it was literally just an interview about, okay, you're from this dynamic and this dynamic and this dynamic, and here's what you do. So I did that interview. And then people started really paying attention. And it just grew from there. And then I got invited to be on Big Sissy Nicole's podcast, and they were talking about mental health. And then I was on another podcast with Big Sissy Nicole. So then the name started getting out there. And then I sponsored Big Sissy Nicole's Big Sissy Nicole from Lady T's Exotics. If you don't know, check her out. She is the queen of retics, and I have a baby coming from her soon, and I'm so excited. I'm gonna need warm weather now. Like, I need him by March, because I'm gonna act a fool. I'm gonna tear some shit up, Mother Nature. But I got after I did the sponsorship, motherfuckers started paying attention. Motherfuckers that I didn't even know was paying attention. Like, it was crazy. I was getting messages from people. I don't know how some people got my phone number, but some people got my phone number. They was calling me. They was like, "Yeah, is this Unique Serpents by Makai?" And I'm like, "I don't know Makai, but I know a Maki. How can I help you?" Then after that, the next thing that I did, actually before I did the interview, I forgot my very first photo shoot. That kicked it off. Shout out to Infinite Styles, Narissa. She's amazing. She's a stylist in Kansas City. She's cold-blooded. She will style you, help you revamp your entire closet, and make you a bad bitch. She's the shit. Okay? And I'm doing a collabo with her next year. It's gonna be cold. We've been planning this to make this a heavy hitter for a year. I met her at my very first photo shoot with the babies, and that went off. We got put in one of the local magazines in Kansas City, and I was unaware that at the time, I was unaware that if you use an exotic animal in a photo shoot for modeling, it automatically becomes a high fashion thing. Whether or not it gets any play is not the point. The point is that it's high fashion, which means you up there. So I'm doing shit I didn't even know was going on. I didn't even know that was a thing. The photographers had to come in and tell me this information. I said, "Oh shit!" So I done some shit. They're like, "Yeah, you did some shit." I'm like, "Oh shit!" Well, I'll be damned. So, so after the photo shoot, got put out, and I started building the TikTok just little by little by little by little, and people were paying attention in the city. I kept getting these little small bookings and shit, and people was just fucking with it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put these packages together. So I put the packages together. You know, you got the club event kind of packages too, something. I don't remember. I gotta check my prices or whatever. But because I haven't done one in a while. But I know for a fact that the main thing that folks really was fucking with was the price. Outside of the price was my Face Your Fears package. You get a choice of your one animal. You go on the website, or not the website. I don't got a website. Don't do that. But you go on the Instagram, the TikTok, the Facebook, and pick the one animal that you really, really like. And then you can sit down for 1 hour, just 1 hour, and have a one-on-one interaction with that particular animal. You get your baby. Now my babies become your buddies. So people were booking hellas of those. That's actually how I paid for Anubis. Because everybody knows that I wasn't getting no big snake for nothing. I wasn't getting no goddamn big snakes. I was going to stick to the ball pythons. But for some reason, boas, they got these little mustaches, and it got to me. It got to me real bad. I had to go and get him. He had a little mustache. Shout out to Edward Whitfield, man. That's That's the breeder that I got Anubis from. He's cold blooded as a mother lover, cold blooded as hell. Um, and and I ended up getting in good contact with like Candy Cane, Candy from Ohana Scales, um, and Melody from Peter Patterson's Pipe Patterson's Pythons and Pets. Patterson's Pythons and Pets. There we go. I got it. I got it that time. So she's a breeder. She's cold. Big Sis Mel is a beautiful soul, and I have one of her babies, Pele. I got from her. She was supposed to be a breeding project, and just because Big Sis Mel really liked what I was doing, she gifted Pele to me because Pele's pattern. She looks patternless in the light, but under a black light, you can see a distinct pattern on her. So that was that. The kids love Pele. Pele don't necessarily love the kids. She's not a people snake, but she treats a lot of the events like work. Like she clocks in and she clocks smooth the fuck back out, and you can see it all over her. So that's how I ended up with Pele, and Pele elevated events like crazy. And then one of the biggest things that really got me out there was I got published in a magazine, a local magazine in Kansas City. And after that, that shit took the fuck off. After the sponsorship for Big Sissy Nicole's podcast, and that interview that I did for that magazine, after that, it was a wrap. I couldn't turn back if I wanted to. I actually did want to turn back. If you want to hear that story, that's for another time because I'm rounding out my hour here. But I almost shut Unique Serpents down. Just shut it down. And because of somebody who I shall not. I'm not gonna name I can't stand that motherfucker. I'm gonna tell that story after I calm down. Cause I'm the type to take some shots. I want to take some shots. And I ain't gonna take them subliminally. I'm gonna let you know in your face. I'm gonna put your whole government out there, god damn it. I'm gonna put your whole government. I don't wanna dox nobody. I kinda do, but I don't. I ain't gonna do it. But I was gonna shut down. Like I was gonna stop everything because I was hurt, I was mad, and I was depressed about that situation. I was gonna shut it down. And then I did that motherfucking interview for that magazine. Boom, 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 boom. Then it was like everybody wanted it. I had people like there was like my family, my biological family don't really know what I'm into or what I do because I just don't associate with them like that. And I had cousins calling me out the woodwork like, "Hey, do you, do you go by Maki?" I'm like, "I do." And why are you asking me? I haven't talked to you. Why do you know that? They're like, "I just saw you on Facebook. I just saw a video of you on Facebook with these snakes." I'm like, "Oh shit. I'm 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 out here. I'm out here." It just kept smacking me in the face. Oh shit, I'm doing this. Oh shit, I'm doing that. Oh god, we are out here. So that's how Unique Serpents became a thing, and it's still not about the money to me. And although I said I wasn't gonna cry, I, it ain't about no motherfucking money for me. I could not make a single cent. The money that I make from Unique Serpents as it stands right now pays for their rents, their and everything included in their husbandry. That's it. Now I work a full-time fuck ass job. I'm gonna pay. I'm gonna pay for it regardless. I'm gonna pay for it because my baby's gonna get what they need because they're my babies. They're my children. So they gonna get what they need. But they literally just pay for them to be here. That's it. It is not about the money to me. So for me to have started from where I was, which is why I called it rags to respect, because people doubted the fuck out of me. I had people still do it to this day. They tell me it was a dumb idea. I told them what I want to do in 5 years, and the closest people laughed at me. And that hurt. Because y'all supposed to be the closest folks to me. And y'all legit laughed at what I want to do in 5 years. Which at the momentum that I'm at right now, motherfucker, I'm gonna be shutting the whole city down. I'm gonna be pissing people smooth the fuck off. And I'm not a vindictive person unless you deserve it. Unless you deserve it. I'm not a real vindictive person. Fuck you, Candy. But when I tell you I want to smack motherfuckers in the face so bad in 5 years, I want to see the hurt and disgust on your face. Cause your bitch ass did this. You the reason. Now you done piss me off. See, you want something done, you piss a Maki off. There's only one. So I'm telling you the blueprint of how to deal with her. You piss her off, you want it done, boom. That's it. That's all it takes. So that's how Unique Serpents became a thing. And that's the rags to respect. Because I earned that in the group. I earned it because people thought, because Kansas City is not booming like that. It's not Atlanta. It's not Texas. It's not where I was the only one until I found out about Bear. And I'm just now finding like 3 or 4 or 5 more people. It's not like we have this huge community out here. We don't. I mean, there's a few of us, but it ain't popping like that. You know what I'm saying? It ain't popping like that. And now I'm starting to find them. And you know what? It's crazy because we more close-knit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Barry, that's my dog. When I do what I want to do in 5 years, that motherfucker got a spot at my table anytime. He ain't got to ask me, which, by the way, stay tuned because on, what is it? January 11th of 2024, Bear gonna be a motherfucking guest on this story time shit because the way that we know each other, hilarious. Oh, it's so good. It's funny, and he gotta be here to tell it because I only know one side of it. I need to know his side of it. He still ain't told me, so I gotta wait so I can hear it. So we all gonna find out together. But when I tell you I got this little group of people and I'm cool with it, I'm totally cool with having it's quality over quantity for me. Everything that I do is quality over quantity. I don't give a fuck about having 150 damn snakes if they're not taken care of. I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. Which is why it's crazy that I've lost 3 babies this year. I lost goddamn Kai last night. But you got motherfuckers out here not taking care of their babies at all. That's why I do what I do. I love doing what I do. It's not to be an asshole, but I'll be damned if I said I wasn't good at it. I'm going to shut a motherfucker down in a heartbeat. I'm trying to stay in English. I'll shut a motherfucker down in a heartbeat fucking with mine. So this right here means something to me. I lost my mom in 2017, and she always would tell me, you going to do something different, and it's going to be big. And I always thought it was bullshit. Shout out to you, mama, but I did. I always thought that shit was bullshit. Until I started seeing this shit. Unique Serpent started doing some movements, and I said, oh, hot diggity damn. And then other people that are total strangers to me were like, no, we see something here. It's something about you. We don't know what it is, but it's something about you, and you gonna do it. Oh, all right, then that means I'm supposed to be here. I might not be moving at the pace that everybody else is moving, but slowly but steadily I am progressing, and that's all I'm worried about. As long as I got some kind of progress, it's all the same. It's all the same to me. If I made 3 bookings in 2022 and I got 6 in 2023, I'm cool with that. Because in 2023, I dropped the hottest music video with goddamn Chaos Theory. They're a heavy metal band, and it's called The Exorcist. I don't care if you don't listen to heavy metal that much. Send it to you people who do, because my babies are in there in 4K. And we did that. And then, I always said that I was never going to do this right here, this YouTube channel shit. I'd never do it. I'd never do it, because who's talking to a camera? Not me. And I was like, I don't even know what the fuck to do. Then people was hopping in on BTS. Shout out to Beyond the Scales with my brother Rock, my father Dawn, my other brother Elias, my big sissy Candy. Shout out to my people. Motherfuckers hopping in the comments like, Maki, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and start that YouTube channel so we can hear the rest of this story. That's how we ended up here. This the growth. This is the accomplishment. And I got and I'm not I don't know how to take compliments and people saying I'm proud of you and all that type of shit. I don't know how to do that, but I got 10 people in this motherfucker right now. Just 10. That's what the number say. If it's more than 10, I'm not leaving nobody out. That's what the number tell me on the screen. And I done it. I did that. So and I earned the respect of these people. I earned enough respect in this community that Lady Tiz, Big Sissy Nicole, who would never ever fucking gift no motherfucking animal, but especially not no goddamn retic, gifted a retic to me. Bro, Bosa, my boy. I always said I was gonna get something in my collection from Big Sissy Nicole. I always said I was gonna get something in my collection. I never would have thought it would have been a retake. I've been saying I was gonna get the one, but I never would have thought of that. Never would have been a thing. Never would have been a thing. And and if I don't tell y'all enough, I am absolutely grateful for y'all. Those who are here now and might catch this later. I say that I did things by myself. I put in the physical work. I did a lot. I did like 75%. I ain't even gonna say that. It was a 50-50 split with y'all. Because mentally, I ain't gonna keep myself in check. Physically, I can keep myself in check, but mentally, y'all, the fundamentals. Y'all laid the foundation on how to do this shit. So I am so thankful for y'all and getting me to where I'm at right now. Right now with this shit. That's why it's rags to respect. I don't give a fuck about no riches. It's rags to respect. And clearly I didn't earn y'all, and I'm grateful for that. So I appreciate y'all right now in listening to how I became a thing. That's what happened, y'all. That's all it is. That's all it is. But stay tuned for next week on the 4th. Everybody gonna find out on the 4th. That's a Thursday. We do Thursdays at 7 p.m. around here. But on the 4th, y'all gonna find out how everybody got their name and what their names mean and why they are named that way. I'm trying to find out, and if anybody uses StreamYard, let me know. I'm trying to figure out how I can possibly like put a picture of them up when I, with the name when I say it, and put the picture up, so I don't have to go and get everybody individually, because that's just gonna be a lot. Because Gambit ain't going back in his enclosure. He's outside. He's an outside snake. He like people. So he ain't going back in there. Pele probably ain't going to act right, and Anubis is a struggle. So if anybody knows how to do that on the StreamYard, let me know so I can get that all lined up. Once again, I appreciate y'all coming through to the first official live and story time and chit chat. Kiki, I think I got all of them. Winamaki, I appreciate y'all. Stay tuned for the next week. And then also, again, on the 11th, my guest, and it's going to be awesome. I'm excited. Bear from In the Grove, Exotics, Reptiles. Please, I know it's In the Grove. I know that. I don't know if it's Exotics or Reptiles or whatever. But him, the bear. He's my gecko. That's the gecko man. That's the lizard man right there. So make sure you guys follow each other if you're not already doing it. Ohana Scales, Creative Reptiles, Bosa Exotic, Bosa Reptiles, In the Grove, Rock On Reptiles, Uptown Exotics, Lady Tiz Exotics, Patterson's Pythons and Pets. Everybody, if I'm following them, follow them back. That's how you do it. And I will see y'all next week. I absolutely adore y'all. Y'all have a good rest of y'all night. And next time, if you ain't got no drink or no nothing, you make sure you get it for next week because we gotta laugh together. I love y'all. Have a good night.